The waiting is finally over. Oh, today is the day where you get the prompt list for Dephemerember 2023. Whew, this is a really exciting day. I've already prepared a little snack for my nerves. I hope you have one as well, or a coffee or a tea or something like that, because this is just exciting and it's just such a wonderful day, because this year's prompt list for Dephemerember was made with the help of your suggestions for prompts. So this is the first year that we have a prompt list which was made by you, and that is even more exciting because I feel when I read this and when I have this that we are even more connected, and that we are this one community sitting at the same desk and celebrating Dephemerember, and that makes it even more special to me. So what is going to happen in this video? First of all, I want to give you some information about this stuff here, what you can see here around the prompt list, if you are perhaps new here. And then we talk about the prompt list. And as you can see, I have something here as well. So there's going to come a little surprise for you as well. And we have something that is like a premiere, and that is going to happen the day after tomorrow on November 22nd. And when I say we, I of course mean my dear friend Barbara at 49 Dragonflies, who is hosting Dephemerember together with me. And if you perhaps are new here and you have never heard about Dephemerember, let me quickly explain what that is and where you can find additional information, also about the things laying around here on my desk. Dephemerember is your ephemera inspiration in December. Dephemerember is a word that is like a puzzle of December and ephemera. So December plus ephemera is Dephemerember. And we are going to show you different ideas on how to make your own ephemera for your junk journals. But you can also, of course, use those ideas to make cards, for example. I say that because I know that a lot of card makers are watching my channel, and Barbara's probably as well. So if you want to transfer those ideas to cards, that's also possible, of course. Perhaps not on every day, but I think you are flexible enough and you have enough ideas to change some of the ephemera ideas that we put into our junk journals to like a card project. That's always possible, I think. And if you want to know more about Dephemerember, and especially what already happened during this year's Dephemerember, I mean, Dephemerember is starting at December 1st, but we already have some like preparation videos online. If you want to watch those, and if you have missed those, then you can find a playlist linked down below this video. And I will also link Barbara's playlist. There you can find like the parallels, to the things that I have done here on my channel. And you can find variations of the ideas that we have already shown. For example, we have made a journal cover for our Dephemerember journal. This here is what I have made. You can find the like parallel video on Barbara's channel where she shows you how she has made her cover. Totally different. So this originally was a binder, and I have decorated this so that I can use these ring thingies here to put my pages in. So this looks relatively boring at the moment, but of course this is going to be filled with pages where I then include my ephemera that I will create during Dephemerember. If you want to make yourself something like this, you can find the video link in the playlist linked down below this video. Then we also made a little pillow. So mine is meant to put it on your desk and lay your head on top to get some really good ideas. You know, the best ideas you can get while you're sleeping. And I thought it's a good idea to have something on your desk where you can like sleep a little bit, perhaps a little nap in between, and then you get new ideas. You can also use this as a needle pillow, of course. and perhaps you are the same like me and always lose your needle and your thread, then you could also poke it in here to not lose it. So there's a tutorial on how I made this in the playlist as well. And we also made this fabric bowl. This is just made out of some fabric scraps, and it holds together with some glue, so it's flexible but sturdy at the same time. With our little craft buddy Effie here, of course. So Effie is going to help us during Dephemerember. If you haven't heard about him yet, then make sure to watch the other videos so that you can learn more about him. So in this little bowl, I have some scraps that Barbara has sent to me. So if you want to exchange scraps with a partner as well, then you have still a little bit of time to do that if you want to search for a partner. I think it's really, really interesting to use scraps from another person. Scraps for me have some kind of an own character, and I'm really looking forward to use Barbara's scraps. So Barbara, thank you again for sending these to me. This is just, when I only look at this is so much fun, even if I haven't used anything of this yet, but it's just amazing. So then we have the prompt list here. And this prompt list is something special because we have put together these prompts with the help of your suggestions. A few months ago, we have asked you to suggest prompts that we want to use during Dephemerember, and we had so much fun going through all of those suggestions. I mean, there have been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of suggestions, and that was just amazing. We had such a fun time to read that and discuss them, and it was just amazing. So we came up with this list, and this list looks a little bit different than the last year and in the year before the last year, because we made some changes with our videos and the amount of prompts we have on the list. So let me quickly explain this. This list has some numbers here from 1 to 28. That means this is at the same time some kind of a December calendar. So number 1 is December 1st, number 2 is December 2nd, number 3 is December 3rd, number 4 is December the 4th, and so on. So that you, at the same time, when you look at the list, you can see, for example, prompt number 18 is going to happen on December 18th, so that it's at the same time like an overview over the whole month. Then you can also see that here are some empty spaces. That means on all of those days, so for example, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, and so on, everywhere where you can see these empty spaces, there will be no videos from Barbara and myself on our channel. So it's like a video-free day, and you can use all of those days for example, crafting your own ephemera. If you perhaps have watched some videos during the week, then you can use the weekend. So these are all the weekends in December. You can use that time to craft your ephemera if you perhaps haven't had so much time during the week. And you can also use these empty spaces, and that's also why I made these little like scraps here. You can use those to write your own prompts to the list. So if you are like a Dephemerember freak, like Barbara and I am, and you think these prompts are not enough for me, then you can add your own prompts here. I'm really excited if you will do that, and if yes, what you will write here. That is really, really cool. I think that's a great opportunity to add own things. I mean, you can always add own things. Yeah, you are not bound to the prompt list. You can also say, oh, prompt number 18, I really don't like that, or I don't have an idea. Yeah, then you are going to do something else on the 18th. Yeah, we are not going to come and, give you some bad words or something like that if you don't use the prompts. Yeah, you can basically do what you want. This is just a suggestion. The prompt list also has some other information. For example, and that's sounds a little bit weird, but I want to say that if you perhaps are new or you don't know Barbara and myself so well yet, then you can find our names here Yeah, so if you want to search for Barbara's channel, you can just type 49 Dragonflies into the YouTube search bar, and you can also find my name here if you perhaps are not familiar with especially my last name or also my first name, Louise. I know that in English it's written a little bit differently, so if you want to write my name and you are not sure how to write it, then you can find it here and read it again. And here on the bottom, you can also find the information on how to share your own projects on social media. If you want to do that, then please use the hashtag Dephemerember. You can read it here. And you can also find the information if you want to tag Barbara and myself. For example, on Instagram, then you can use @49dragonflies and @Luise Heinzel if you want to tag us in your post. And if you use the hashtag Dephemerember, then of course you also have the chance that other people can see your work and your creations. Yeah, so if you want to share something, make sure that you use this, because that has many advantages for you, so that other people can see your posts. One thing I have to mention, and I'm not happy that I have to mention that and that I have to discuss that, but unfortunately that's a fact. On Instagram, there have been some changes, and I'm really, I can say I'm really angry about that. I can't understand why Instagram has done that. In the past years, when you went to Instagram, you could write hashtag Dephemerember, and then there was this little button where you had the possibility to show the posts in the order they have been published, so that Barbara and myself always had the chance to click that, and then we could see all of your posts in the correct order, and we had the chance to give a heart and a comment to each and every post. Unfortunately, Instagram has changed that, and there's absolutely no possibility anymore to bring the posts into the correct order, like time-wise. You can't sort them chronologically anymore. And that means that, unfortunately, and that it's nearly breaking my heart, because that is just so stupid. But you have to live with the fact that we perhaps can't comment each and every post anymore, because of the simple reason that we can't bring that into the right order anymore. And why am I talking about that? Because I want to make really clear that we can't do anything about that. Yeah, it's unfortunately a fact, but we are really hoping that you will post your ephemera creations anyway on Instagram or somewhere else, even if you know that we perhaps won't see it. But you still have the chance, if you use the Dephemerember hashtag, that other people see it. And of course, Barbara and myself will do our best to scroll through all the content and try to make sure that we see as much as we can. So then we have something that is really special, and that's going to happen on November 22nd, so the day after tomorrow, 7 p.m. European time on Instagram. Barbara and myself are going to try to make a little live stream on Instagram where we come together. We will not craft anything there. It's just meant to come together and chat a little bit. And you have the chance to ask some questions about either the prompt list or Dephemerember in general, or whatever you want to know. So if there's anything that is not clear, or if you want to just hang on, holy crap, be together with us in the chat. I mean, you can of course join this live chat even if you don't have any questions. Yeah, so we are happy to see you there. Then you can find the live stream on Barbara's channel on Instagram, November 22nd, 7 p.m. European time. So that's a premiere, and I'm really looking forward to meet you there. If you are not able to speak English and if you prefer German, then you can find the prompt list also in German. You can find the links to download the prompt list below this video. I also have on my website a blog post with written information about Dephemerember so that you can read everything also about like these projects that we have made in advance to prepare ourselves for Dephemerember. You can find everything there, like a little like summary, and you will find the prompt list there of course as well. And don't forget to eat your snacks if you have prepared them. That is very important. You can take this and print that to either DIN A4 or US letter. You will find the other size on my website as a freebie as well. You can of course also print this half size or even smaller, depending on the size of your journal or where you want to use it. You can of course vary the size and just print it smaller. And if you perhaps think, oh, I don't want to hang the prompt list to my wall, or I don't want to have it like flying around on my desk, I don't have a pocket in my journal yet where I can put it into, then we have a little surprise for you today as well, because we have prepared a freebie for you where you can create your own prompt list pocket. So this is my freebie. Barbara has a different one. The shape is the same and the construction is the same, but the images that we've used here are different. So if you want to have hers as well, check out her video. You will find her freebie link below her video and this freebie link below this video. And with the help of these 3 pages, you can build your own prompt list pocket. I have some suggestions for printing for you. So let's first talk about this page, which you can see is printed double-sided. I have used a 200 GSM paper to print this so that it gets relatively sturdy and that I don't have the problem of having 2 papers. So that means if I cut this out in a second here, then I already have a printed backside because I have used only this one sheet and printed it double-sided. If you don't have a printer that can print double-sided, then I can suggest to print this page and this page separately and then glue it together before you cut it out. Then you have an easier job with cutting it, because then you have this image in the right position for the back of this. Does that make sense? And also these additional tiny things here, like these tickets and this label and these like decorative circles. If you glue the papers together before you cut, then you have this pattern on this side, and at the same time you have something on the back so that you don't have to stain that with something else. Yeah, you have this printed on the back at the same time. So let's first cut this out and then talk about this stuff here and what you can do with this stuff. You can see the prompt list is here in a little smaller scale so that you can later on put that into this pocket. But first of all, we have to build the pocket. And perhaps if you are really familiar with Dephemerember, and if you like, you know, are like a Dephemerember enthusiast, then you perhaps might realize that this freebie is made out of Barbara's and my digital paper collection for Dephemerember. So this, what you can see here in the inside, is from Barbara's set. This here you can at the moment only find on this freebie. This image here you might know from my Dephemerember set. So I've mixed the things up here a little bit so that you also can get an idea of how it would look if you would combine our digital papers that we've made for Dephemerember. This here I will save for later, so we can use that and cut that out later. I will first show you the main things that you need to assemble this pocket. So we have the base here, and then we are going to need one of these little guys here. And as you can see, this is in German and in English, so please just cut out what you want to use and choose the language that you want to use. So I'm going to cut out this. It says prompt list Dephemerember. This is just a little label that we will glue down in a second. Then here's the English prompt list. I'm going to cut this out as well. Then we're going to need this little pocket here. This is the one where the prompt list will go in a second. And then next we have this pocket here. Basically, I think the right word is tuck spot. It's not a pocket, it's a tuck spot, because it's meant to be glued on two sides. And I'm also going to cut out this circle, but you will see in a second that this is optional. You can use this in several different ways. I wanted to have this freebie, like, you know, very flexible, so that you can do what you want and store in this what you want, so that it's really versatile and flexible. Before I do anything else here, I want to ink the edges of this. I'm going to use old paper Distress Oxide ink. So then, when we have that, we are going to take a scoring board. That's also optional but relatively helpful. And if I could find my bone folder, that would be helpful as well. So now you can see here, there's this little like line. Can you see that? Like it's already folded here. But it isn't, of course. We have to fold it here. But that is your orientation for where to fold. So I'm just going to fold this here. And then we have a second line here where we also have to fold it. And then we can take this and fold that to the inside, just like so. Of course, you could do this whole thing without such a scoring board as well, but yeah, this way it's, I would say, a little easier. Then we are going to take this little flap and fold it like this, so that we then have this little thingy. Then we can take this. I'm just going to take some bookbinders glue. Don't be confused, it's no tacky glue in here. I've just put some bookbinders glue in here because that's my favorite glue. But this bottle here is relatively handy because the glue comes out not, you know, in a really small, you know what I mean. So then this can go into this corner. As you can see, oh no, as you can see, I have forgotten to ink this. I want to ink this because I want to see this line here of this edge. I have printed this on photo paper, and this is like copy paper, a little bit more, you know, higher quality, but you can see the difference in the color. So this is a little bit more intense than this, and with the inking here you get this illusion of, I always think this is like a hole or something because it's so intense here and the rest is a little different. But of course that's optional. You can do that like you want it. Please feel free just to do it like you want. You could even just skip the step of adding this pocket. You don't need the pocket necessarily. That was no English. you don't necessarily need this pocket. I think that's correct. So then we are going to glue this little pocket here where Effie is washing his dishes. So we are going to put some glue on the 3 sides here. And then we are going to glue that in between of the 2 folds here, yeah, so that it sits exactly in the middle here, just like this. And while this is drying, I want to find something for this little label, which I will, quickly ink with old paper as well, because this little thing shall go onto the flap here later, but I don't want to glue that only the paper here, because I want to have something interesting below that, some more texture. And I found this little scrap from Barbara, so I thought it could look nice if that was there. This we are going to save for later. So I want to take this and go to my sewing machine and sew this on here, and then later on I will glue this here to this flap. So then it looks like this, and I think I need more candy because look, it's a little bit wonky here, but that doesn't matter. So I'm going to take some double-sided tape to glue this down, just because I have this here and it's just wide enough to do this for me. And do you know what? We have one prompt on the prompt list that says forgotten snacks. It's on December 26th, and I'm really excited about that. So let's see what that's going to be. I have no idea yet, but when we came up with this, we were like, oh, that's a great prompt, but we need snacks now. So then this is here, and now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine because I want to have some little accents here and just some more interest. So here we go. Then it looks like this. So then when we open this, we can use this little pocket for storing something. I thought it's great to have something where you can store special things. I mean, we have our scrap bowl, and here are the scraps that I can use during Dephemerember. But let's say on the 4th day of December, I find something that I want to use on December 25th. And I don't want to put that in here to just don't forget that I want to use it. Then you could take that. Let's say it's this thing. You have found that and you want to keep it and you want to remind yourself to use it. Then you could put that in here. You could also just put a piece of paper here to make some notes about things that you want to do during Dephemerember. Perhaps you read the prompt list and you get ideas for several different prompts. Then you could use this pocket, just, put a paper inside and write something down so that you don't forget that. I am thinking, I mean, that was coincidence, but this is amazing. I mean, this fits just really well, size-wise, color-wise. This is just great. So this will stay here for my own notes and things that I don't want to forget. And then we are going to take the prompt list and put that in here. You can also use this pocket here to take these additional ephemera pieces that you have on the freebie. You can cut them out and put them in there to use them for creating your prompts. Or of course, you could use all of these tiny pieces that are on the freebie to decorate this pocket even further. The same with all of these things here. Then when we close this, you can see it stays not closed. I mean, that's a normal thing, it's paper, yeah? How can it stay closed? So there are several different options to make a closure for this. One option would be to make a little slot below this thing here, in here, so that you then can take this half circle and just put that into the slot, so that then, you know, this is then not visible and it stays closed. Another possibility would be to make a hole in here and set an eyelet, take a little thread and then wrap that around so that you have a closure then with that. You can also additionally, and for more sturdiness, take this circle, glue that on here and then set the eyelet and wrap a thread around, or sari ribbon or something like that. Or what you also could do, and that is what I want to do, is you could take some magnets. So I have some here, and put one magnet here, just like this. And I have found this little cluster in my stash. I want to use that to cover up the magnet. I thought this looks really nice, especially with these colors and this button. This is a button from my grandma, so, you know, a little bit emotional as well. But the main reason for using this is just to cover the magnet up. Come on. Then I want to use this little circle here to cover the back, because this looks a little bit weird here. Then I'm going to glue this down here. Next, I'm going to take a second magnet. Ooh, okay, so that's the wrong one. I have found magnets, and I haven't known that those are existing before I found them, which are, you know, can you see this little paper here? I mean, perhaps, probably, the most of you know that, but in case you don't know that those magnets are existing, I will tell you that now. Can you see this little paper here? If you remove this paper, there's a sticky thing so that the magnet can stick to this side. Before I found these, I only had these normal magnets without this stickiness. But this is really great, because when you now have this and found the right one, which is like connecting to the one we've glued below here, then you can just remove this little paper here. It's just like, yeah, like a sticker or something. And then you can press this down so that now the other magnet is in exactly the right position. And then you can, I mean, I have to do this carefully because my glue is not dry yet here. But then you can lift that up and this magnet is exactly in the right position. Perhaps you know they struggle with like normal magnets without this sticky side. You always have to like, yeah, find a way to find the position for this. I often use markers for that, to be able to find the right place. I put a little bit of the marker here and then press it down, and then I have this little mark on my paper here to see where the magnet goes. But this way it's so much easier, and I really ask myself why I haven't found those kind of magnets before. A little bit weird. So I'm going to take this little circle to cover this magnet up, just like this. I want to use this little label to write my name and then glue it here, just in case that Effie thinks, oh, my prompt list, and he takes it away, just to make sure that he knows that it's my prompt list and not his prompt list. So I hope you like this little idea. If you want to see how Barbara has created her prompt list pocket, make sure to visit her channel. The link to her video is down below in the description box. The playlist links are down below in the description box. The link to this freebie is down below in the description box. The link to Barbara's freebie is below her video, so if you want to get the second freebie as well, make sure to check out her video and the description box of her video. And if you want to chat with us on Instagram, then make sure that you come to Instagram, to Barbara's Instagram, the day after tomorrow, November 22nd, 7 p.m. European time. And I'm really excited to see all of you there. And oh, we are going to have that live stream on Instagram in German and in English. So please don't be confused if you come there and you hear us talking German, and I'm now thinking you speak English, then please don't be confused. Don't run away. We are going to do this live stream in German and in English, and we are going to alternate the languages. We are going to try to make that not like boring and nerve-wracking for you, but in a way that you can enjoy the chat. But what I'm trying to say is, don't think it's in German if you hear a few German sentences. Just stay there, ask your question in English, and then you will get the answer in English as well. Yeah, so don't be confused, please. So I will take these little guys. Again, you could use them to decorate even more here, but I will take these and put them into this little tuck spot here so that I can use them later. And that's really great because I already have cut them out and they are ready to go, so that I now can close this, and this holds closed with my magnet, and this is my little prompt list pocket. I hope you like this idea, and I hope you have fun creating your own prompt list pocket. So see you the next time and have a very creative day. Bye bye.